the 1st of October is a landmark day in the private rented sector because it is the day of the implementation of mandatory redress for lettings agents. And right in sync with that, I'm delighted to announce the Property Redress Scheme as our new partner, and I'm delighted to welcome Sean, who's Head of Redress. So thank you, Sean, for joining me.
Thank you, Vanessa. It's a real pleasure to be working with you.
Likewise, we'll talk about that in a minute, but as I said, a landmark day. Could you just sort of spell it out for us why this is the case?
Well, up until this year, it was not compulsory for a letting agent to provide any form of third-party redress to their consumers. And the consumer is basically both the tenant and the landlord. So, essentially, unlike a estate agency where this has been in place for a number of years, the letting industry was a little bit out of kilter. Government's redressed that now, and they're going to be enforcing this legislation vigorously, and the schemes will be running the third-party redress schemes for the consumer.
So we want everybody watching this to understand that when they're going to work with the letting agent, they need to check which ombudsman scheme that they're part of, because inevitably some of the rogues will try and wriggle out.
Oh, absolutely. There'll always be that element of people that can try and operate underneath the radar. There'll also be people that are not aware that this is going to be a mandatory requirement, and we need to get that message out so that they're not caught by it.
Absolutely. Now, there are two ombudsman schemes already in existence that we know about. You're the third kind of alternative.
Yeah.
Why did we need another ombudsman scheme, and what's different about Property Redress Scheme?
Well, the Property Redress Scheme was basically formed to allow every agent the opportunity to join the redress scheme. So essentially, we put no barriers into your compliance. It is simply, tell us who you are, register with us, pay the fee, and you're compliant. At the end of the day, what we need you to be is compliant with this law, and then we can work together to improve standards within the industry.
Absolutely. I think this new initiative is just a massive way to improve confidence with the consumer and actually to raise standards. So it's great to have you on board as part of Property Tribes, and I think one of the reasons that you wanted to get involved with Property Tribes was to be able to reach the landlord community, and we can all work together to spread this message.
No, absolutely. It is about getting the message out there and telling landlords that this is protection for themselves as consumers, to tell tenants that this is protection for themselves, and ultimately it's protection for the agents as well, because your reputation and the standards that you want to abide by can only be enhanced by this legislation.
Fantastic. Well, on behalf of the landlord community, I'd like to thank you for supporting Property Tribes, because it's thanks to the support of our sponsors that this remains a free-to-use community resource. So great to have you on board, Sean, and we're going to be working together over the next few months to bring out more and more information about redress and so on, to just basically help improve standards.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. I look forward to it.
Likewise. Thank you, Sean.